able to hold it.
Well, he got to the line that he wanted to, so see how far Kenseth drives it in here. He couldn't get his slide job to work quite as good. It's a lot of contact.
Oh, no. There they go.
Didn't work out for either one of them. That was his slide job down in 1 and 2 to take the spot away from Kenseth. Now Kenseth tries to drive in hard, slides up, contact. I have to call that racing. I mean, I try to throw the blame there. That's just racing. Kenseth does slide up into Stewart a little. Tony comes down, trying to pin him down a little bit. That creates contact that gets Kenseth sideways.
Yeah, but I thought Tony had to get down a little bit. We've talked about how just on the exit right there's not a lot of room. The groove's fairly narrow.
Tony's not very happy.
Oh. Gosh, looks familiar. Well, we know what Tony thinks. That's a perfect strike.
That's a nice throw.
You just used one hand, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm right.
I think he's got both hands. Look at him.
And the southpaw, too.
Yep. We were definitely faster than Matt after that restart. And checked up twice to not run over him. And I learned my lesson there. I'm going to run over him every chance I got from now to the end of the year, every chance I got.
You'll get that helmet back. Your aim was precise.
I don't give a crap.
And boy, Tony Stewart is after Logano.
Well, I did see some punches thrown today. You can't say they're just pushing each other. Not sure what went on between Stewart and Logano.
Now, Stewart could have been reacting to the restart, where Logano came way down the track to block Tony, who had a run on the inside.
Tony, what angered you at the end of the race? What did you take issue with?
What the hell do you think I was mad about? Dumb little runs us clear down to the infield. He wants to about everybody else, and he's the one that drives like a little I'm going to bust his ass.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Tony Stewart getting up and against Kurt Busch.
A lot of emotion here, a lot of temper, a lot of emotion.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of aggression.
This is typical Richmond.
Yep.
This little deal here, it's not over just yet.
But it's okay. Look, we've been rubbing all night long.
Then Keselowski and Kenseth, with Keselowski running into Tony Stewart. Now as the cars stack up at the entrance to the pit road, that's the hit that Kenseth was talking about. And while doing that, Keselowski runs into the back of Tony Stewart, so then this. From Tony Stewart's bumper camera.
And that's where all the front end damage comes from.
And the white flag waves. 1 to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
This is the closest Hamlin's been in a few laps.
I tell you, I think Hamlin's he's going to pounce. If he's got anything, Tony better not do what he did in the 7 this time or he's in trouble.
Trying to dive you down here.
They're working him.
Not close enough.
Nope. Tony's right where he needs to be, man.
See if he can make a gain. It's all about getting off of this corner. He gets in there. Oh, he missed it a little bit.
We're about to. Be ready for the dive.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's wheel hopping. He's going to hit him.
Hamlin is there.
He hit him.
Hey,
oh,
got him. Oh, no.
It's not over.
Get him back.
Denny got in there and wheel hopped. I don't think he meant for that to happen, but then he made contact with Tony. I think Tony was also pretty loose getting in there.
Well, that was what happened to Tony lap before, you know, when he got loose into 7 and that allowed Hamlin to close up.
Hey, this thing's not over, guys. Watch what happens into turn 11 in this heavy braking zone.
2 more corners. Hamlin trying to pull away.
Close enough.
I think Tony used up his stuff. I mean, we knew he was having, you know, issues
Here we go.
with the car.
Stewart inside. He is there. He gets Hamlin. They hit. And Stewart comes off turn 11. And he's coming to the flag.
How did that
Tony
just happen?
Stewart wins.
How did that happen? Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness.
All right, man. How does that feel, buddy?
There's some contact right here heading into turn 1. The 31 accelerates, gets inside the 14 as they enter the backstretch.
Yeah, we've seen this several times. The cars haven't, getting into turn 1, and I think the 14 just kept coming down on the 31 on the back straightaway. Wasn't happy maybe with what went on in turn 1, and
big impact by the 23, and you see right there Chris Buescher kind of bounces between them. Yeah. Luckily gets through, but that was a really big impact for the 23 of David Ragan. It was great to see him climb out. This would be a great view of it, Jeff.
Outside 14. 19 straight back, looking inside tight, inside tight, inside tight. We got wrecked hard right here, got wrecked hard.
Carl Edwards in the 19 coming up the racetrack.
I mean, if felt like that the 14 came down on the 31 getting into turn 1. So the 23 really into the back of the 31 hard.
So unfortunate for David Ragan, but what this in essence does is it clinches the chase spot.
Well, Tony Stewart is making his 9th chase appearance in his Sprint Cup career. Tony, where's your confidence level in your team as you look towards the next 10 races?
Well, just for history's sake, I want to say that I'm wasting a spot in the chase like I did in 2011, and that worked out all right, so maybe I'll stick with that. But, honestly, I think because of how I felt then and how it started out the first 2 weeks, winning the first 2 races, I don't think that my feelings really matter at this point. I think what matters is getting there on Friday next week and getting started and seeing what the car does and seeing where we shake out at the end of week 1. So, it's important to get a good start to it, but it's not going to devastate you if you have a bad weekend in week 1.
I want to talk about this race for a quick moment. Ryan Newman a little bit frustrated. What's your response to that, and what happened from your perspective?
I expect him to be frustrated. I mean, this was an important race, and he had 26 weeks to get himself in the chase, and he was in a pressure situation going into here, and I had nothing to do with the first 25 weeks that put him in a pressure situation. But I'm all right with getting run into once or twice, but third time is a charm, and that's when I'd had enough of it. And I run him down the back stretch, and I wrecked myself doing it. So it wasn't like I wrecked him and didn't wreck myself. I took myself out of it by doing that. But I think for 370 some odd laps of getting run into by different guys, I held my cool pretty good. So he doesn't seem to think so, but I'm not really sure that I'm going to lose a lot of sleep over his opinion tonight.
Thank you, Tony.